So core characteristics that create timbre. So we got the overtone structure. We talked about this in a prior presentation. If we understand the concepts of the overtone structure, then that can give us a little bit better understanding about possibly how the formulas work that we talked about before, but also possibly about how different instruments might mesh together better, and as well as possibly how you might play with your own instrument and think a little bit more deeply about your attack of the instrument, how you're playing the instrument. So the unique pattern of harmonics, patterns that vibrate along with the fundamental pitch. The fundamental pitch, remember if we drop the analogy of the rock into the pond, the big wavelength that comes out, which would be like when you pluck the string, the big wave that goes out towards our ear is going to be that fundamental pitch. So we got the ADSR, that stands for the shape of the sound's volume over time. We'll get into the definitions of each of these in a second, but it includes the attack, the decay, sustain, and release. So we'll talk more about that shortly. Formant regions, so fixed resonant frequencies that give each voice or instrument a distinct tone. So now when we're describing things, we can basically describe the region that's going to give the tone of an instrument or a voice. Obviously, when we talk about two different people, it's not necessarily just their volume and the pitch that distinguishes different voices. It's these different resonants that are coming out as well. So noise content, breath, rasp, bow noise, pick sounds all contribute to uniqueness. So when we're singing, the way that our breath is coming out is going to have a component. The bow noise, so clearly when you're looking at different instruments, that's why they're different in part if they're in an orchestra, because now you have all these different colors that you can basically put together that are having the different colors because of the way their instrument was created or how it's being attacked or approached by picking, by wind, by a bow, and so on and so forth. Vibrato and modulation. So subtle changes to the pitch or amplitude create a richer, more human sound. So this is something clearly that like a guitar is quite good at, because you could basically maneuver the string with your finger in different ways, and that can give it a tone possibly that might be more natural, noting that oftentimes what we're doing with the instruments is mirroring what we do with our vocal cords, right? The vocal cords are the things that are making our vocal sounds. That's the thing that we human beings kind of like and like to mirror in some way, right? With the sounds that we're creating basically musically, typically. Articulation technique, so how the sound is initiated. Is it bowed? Is it plucked? Is it struck or blown? So what kind of instruments are we basically talking about here? We're primarily going to be looking at the guitar when we get into our basically understanding of the music theory in more general terms. But obviously most of this stuff is going to apply to different instruments as well. And so you can get a broader context of it from that.